the next thing we got is the top 5 enemies of your small engine equipment. Top 5 enemies. Now I put 5 down here. They're up there right where it says segment 6 there. Any of those you disagree with?
Water is pretty big.
Yeah. Water basically leading to corrosion, right?
Yeah.
And stuff.
And there again, it's actually could get into your fuel tank too.
Mm-hmm.
So
and cause rusting because a lot of the older fuel tank, well, even all the newer ones are a lot of plastic, right?
But your water is actually heavier than fuel.
Okay.
So that will actually drain down to your carburetor.
Oh, and get in there and mess things up too.
Well, not only that, but your initial suction is going to be water instead of fuel.
Yeah.
When you first try to start your mower or lawnmower or snowblower.
Yeah.
So you're actually sucking water into your spark plug and it won't fire.
It won't fire. Yeah. Water, not flammable.
Right.
Water, not flammable. We also had poor lubrication.
Yep. That's
pretty
a huge
common
one.
Yeah.
Right.
So grease and lube, folks, it's not that hard. A grease gun is maybe $15 at Harbor Freight.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean,
very
not
cheap.
Not very expensive.
Easy to use.
Yep. The oil,
use lubricated.
Yeah. Whatever kind of oil you want to lubricate joints, like in the snowblower, where all the auger and all that kind of, there's a lot of little parts that move around in there. If you can keep a little oil on them, not only is it going to stop water from getting in there and causing corrosion and stuff, but it's going to help those parts flow smoother, not get jammed stuck and not get
grease
buildup.
certs.
Yeah. Fill up.
Are friendly.
Yeah. Yeah. Very much, very friendly. And then when you're filling up with grease, a lot of times people don't know how to use it. They're like, how many pumps do I give it? You give it enough pumps until you see a little bit of grease squirting out where it's supposed to.
Just a tiny bit coming out on the ends of whatever you're filling. Yeah.
Yeah, whether it's an axle or a shaft or whatever. Yeah, find those grease certs. They look like little nipples.
Just a button,
with a hole
on the end of it.
Tammy will put a picture of a grease cert on the screen for you in the replay here. Yeah, you just stick the grease gun on there. Make sure you seat it nice and tight, and then you give it a couple of pumps. And usually a couple of pumps is all you should need. If you need more than a couple of pumps, you've been neglecting.
Really dry.
Yeah, then it's really dry. You want to give it a couple of pumps. You should see a little bit of grease squirt out. Not a lot, not a big glump, but just like a little bit should come out. They do sell electric grease guns, and unless you grease a lot, I wouldn't get an electric grease gun because it's going to be overused. You just hold that trigger down and you're going nuts. I have a tractor up north, so there's a lot of grease certs on a John Deere tractor, obviously. So I have an electric one just out of convenience. Plus, some of them are in weird spots,
get your rubber hose one.
Yeah, it's
flexible
hose.
It's
a little longer. Mine's like the electric one's got like a 5-foot hose on it or whatever, so I can just set it on the ground and get into places and stuff.
Yeah.
And then I put one of those auto locking tips on it.
Tips on it.
Yeah, so that I don't have to worry about it. It won't pop off when I'm pressurizing it, and stuff. Neglected maintenance. Is that a big one?
Huge, actually.
Yeah. Yeah.
Your air filter on your lawnmowers, you can actually take that out once in a while, during the season. Yeah. Just blow it out.
Just blow it out.
Yeah.
Okay. I've heard of guys wash them out with gas. Like they put a little gas in a bowl and
you can, but air is plenty actually.
Yeah.
There's a pre-filter on the outside of your regular air filter on some of them.
Okay.
Taking that one you could probably soak in gas.
Yeah.
But there again, sometimes that'll expand and then it just kind of ruins it.
Sure.
So air is probably your best bet. Yeah. Just blowing those out.
And the air filter very easy to access, right? It's just a little plastic housing on the outside of the motor. And you usually just got to take off, sometimes even just a little butterfly nut sometimes you take off. And
usually it's just a butterfly nut.
Yeah, right there. And it's easy to take off. It's not something to, if your machine's not running and you take that off and you take the filter off and now it starts running, something's wrong with your mower or your engine. It's not, that's how you're supposed to operate it. So at that point, call Russ. All right. And then fuel issues. That's my biggest thing with the snowblower, because it just sits and that ethanol,
Yeah, storage is kind of your biggest thing with that. Again, storing it the right way for the summer.
Yeah, since the last time you guys came, I switched over to the canned fuel and the seafoam, and I haven't had an issue. Yeah, and so that's been really good.
Very good.
Yeah, but having some regular maintenance done, getting a tune-up done once in a while, just to make sure ththings are staying tight. Because like Russ said, they go and they tighten everything up and make sure that things are going to stay together for you.
Yeah.
The last thing you want to do is when that 18-inch snowfall comes and your snowblower conks on you. Guess who's busy? And guess who's booked out a ways and not going to be able to get to you right away? The next thing that I had, improper operation. Like somebody
usually not too much. I mean, there's
like user error. No.
Well, I'm sure there's some, but
so what would you say should be number 5?
I would actually go back to the stressing that maintenance,
that neglect.
Yep, neglect of just general maintenance on it.
Yeah. Engines, whether they're fuel or, electric, all that equipment requires maintenance. Even if you just are operating off a battery, you still have to maintain that equipment. It's still got spinning blades and other parts that move around and stuff that need to be.
The old saying is pay me now or pay me later.
Yeah, exactly. And sometimes pay me later costs a lot more than pay me now.
You're probably buying a new unit by then.
Yeah.
So
could it be improper storage? Because if you don't prep it and store it, then it won't work the following season.
That's part of it with the snow blowers, especially. Your lawnmowers and stuff.
They're usually a bigger engine.
Yeah.
So they can handle.
But your
more.
push mowers and stuff, there again, your storage for the winter is kind of the same process as you would for your snow blower.
Mm-hmm.
Run it dry on fuel, add your stabilizer right at the end.
Yep.
Run it a little bit, and then pour a couple capfuls in at the end and lubricate that. You could fog your cylinder.
Yep.
Do that general maintenance.
Yeah, and really not that expensive to do those things.
No, not at all.
But man, does it save you the bills later on?
Tons of money later on.
If you don't take care of that equipment and you put it away, and there's moisture in the fuel or whatever, you're causing problems inside your engine that are in some cases unrepairable.
One thing I'll suggest, as far as your lawnmower goes, is the deck itself. If you can get underneath there and scrape that dead grass off, old grass. If you cut when it's a little damp outside, your blades are going to be spinning a lot easier if you get some of that grass and stuff off the bottom of the deck.
Yeah.
Take your push mower and always tip it to the oil side, drain tube side.
Okay.
You can tip that up and then scrape the bottom of the deck off.
Is usually the non-shoot side, right? It changes.
Depends on which unit you have.
Okay.
Yep. But always the oil filler tube side or the oil drain side.
Yep.
You want to tip that towards the ground, and then because if you tip it the other way, then the oil's actually going to run into the filter box.
Oh, okay. You don't want that.
You don't want that.
Yeah. So, just a couple of great tips, you guys, to help you maintain and take care of your small engine equipment. Russ Benser from the Mobile Repair Guys would love to help you guys out if you do need some maintenance and stuff. Hey, thanks for tuning in today, you guys. If you like this video, please give us a thumbs up. If you want to know when we put out the next one, give me a bell notification. It's a little bell on the bottom right-hand side. And subscribe. You want to know when I'm coming out with new stuff or whatever. You want to be able to check us out and be alerted to new video content coming your way. Subscribe button's really the way to go. Thanks again for tuning in, you guys. Remember, the better you take care of your house, better it's going to take care of you. Have a good one.